Hello? Are we live? Is this live? Hello? Is this live? I think we're live. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell sometimes if you're live or not. I think I might be live, and if I'm live, I want to say hello to everybody. I'm at Lake Dillon at the Eagle statue overlooking the marina. The view here is just incredible. I'm in paradise. I'm in a place that everybody should be happy to be, and it's just a real great experience to be here. Colorado is an incredible place. It, I love van occupying, van dwelling in places like this because it's just so spectacular. Just beautiful scenery all the time, and the only problem is that it's going to get really cold here, and then it's not going to be so nice. I wonder if people can hear me, how the volume is. Uh, anyway, I'm live from Lake Dillon, and I'm broadcasting live again because my prior transmission got cut off. I was in Georgetown with terrible cell phone reception, and now I'm live in Lake Dillon, and the reception is significantly better. So I hope you guys are there. If you're there, I'm not seeing any names, but this cell phone always is a little late. Uh, well, hello, Healy. Sounding great. Well, that is good news. Now, if I can get my hair, please. We'll get the hair people to come in and do my hair. Uh, Check out this view. This is an incredible view. And there's a boat out here. Let's see if I can turn and catch it. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a boat sailing out here, and there's quite a bit of wind, too. So he's probably having a good time. But just imagine living in a place like this and waking up to this every day. Now, I don't wake up to exactly this because they're pretty, yeah, thank you. It is spectacular. It's just gorgeous. I don't wake up to this every day because they don't let you park here. Parking in Colorado is just like parking on the West Coast. There are a lot of places, no vans, no overnight parking, no motorhomes, no camping. But so you have to kind of know where to go. Summit County has a rule which they don't allow anybody to park on their public streets overnight, especially the towns of Breckenridge and Frisco. Do not allow you to park on the street at night. So, I mean, you're living here and you've got an extra car and you want to leave it on the street, you're going to get towed. You can't have your car on the street. And so, as a van dweller, stealth camping here is almost impossible. What you have to do is you have to go way out to the national forest and find a place. And there is a lot of forest here. We're in the Dillon Ranger District, so there's a lot of national forest. I'll show you a little more of the view. This sailboat is just to die for, watching that guy fight the wind. Uh, so there are places to stay, and if you really know what you're doing, you can figure out ways to get through the rules. Uh, Turn around, steel tent in your van now. So here we are. And so we're talking about stealth camping in Summit County, and it's a really tough place. There is a rest area over here, and you could get by with overnighting in that rest area for a very, very short period of time. But it was hilarious. I pulled up there, I think it was last year, and there was some lady, and she backed into the rest area, and she had stretched her awning from the no camping sign to her van, and was spending the night. That was pretty amazing. I had to laugh at it, and unfortunately, I didn't get a picture. She was in the awning, so I didn't think she would appreciate me getting out and snapping a picture of it. But she's obviously a little loco, a little crazy, because You have to have a lot of balls to tie your awning to the no camping sign in a rest area. But anyway, my point is, I think that you could probably stay there and you could get by with it. There's another rest area at the top of Vale Pass, and I think you could stay there, trucks stay there all the time. But you would have a hard time staying more than a night or two. The police department, the state patrol goes through there frequently, and eventually they would ticket you. But not very far from there, depending on your wheels, if you have four-wheel drive, you can go up over Shrine Pass or part way up to Shrine Pass and find a place and pull over and do dispersed camping in the National Forest. And then in Breckenridge, there are a lot of places. I used to four-wheel drive up there all the time, and there are a lot of places that you could go. But a lot of it does get very technical four-wheel driving, so you have to be careful. And interesting enough, wanted to tell you, I went back last year to see some of my old places that I used to, when I was a kid, I used to drive up there and just party and have a great time. Uh, and one of the old mining claims that I used to stay on, I'd pitch a tent and stay over there overnight. They're selling the lots off. They divided it. Somebody acquired the claim and divided it, and the lot started over $1 million. It's just amazing how much money is up here. I got a note from somebody who was reading my blog about Summit County, and he said, I've traveled through, and that's the most I ever want to do because he said, obviously, it was a place of a great deal of wealth. And this is something that really bothers me when places start out as everybody's place and then the wealthy come in and they snap things up and they start closing roads and people can't come here anymore. If you're just a normal person, you can't come here anymore. And I don't think that's very fair. I don't think that's right. But that's me. I'm always a little bit of an activist. If you know me very well, I'm an advocate and I advocate for the people who don't have it all. Something's going on down the road because several emergency vehicles have headed down there. And now that big rescue truck is going. So something happened. Probably just an accident. Who knows? But you never know. We have so many people here in the summer now. It used to be in the summer in Summit County, we had nobody. Nobody would come up here. They all wanted to come skiing, but nobody wanted to come as a summer destination. And now it's a big place. It's a huge draw. I'll show you, for those of you who haven't seen, I'll show you what I'm looking at right now. Uh, a lot of people say, "Well, geez, you seem like you're an awful tranquil guy, and like nothing's bothering you." Well, why would anything bother me when I have this to look at every day? The views are to die for. It's so peaceful, and you'll see a lot of wildlife, despite the fact that everything is well settled and there are houses and condominiums. You'll see deer walking through, and once in a while elk, and once in a while you'll see a bear that walks through. Not very often. But they're here. They're definitely here, but they generally don't like to hang around people. But once in a while you see it, or you'll hear about it. Did you hear about the bear down by the supermarket, or whatever they'll talk to you about? So the wildlife is here. It's really, really, really something. And unfortunately, it seems like the whole world is becoming this way. Gentrification pushes average folks out, says Ginger Snap. Well, welcome, Ginger Snap. Thank you. I keep pulling my hair back into my eyes. I pull it out of my eyes, and then it falls back in. What do you guys think? I should cut this thing off? I'm thinking about cutting the whole thing. And then I'm wondering if I'm going to be as wise without the beard as I am with the beard. And that's a hard thing, you know. I haven't seen my face for almost 4 years now. I don't even know what I look like anymore. And I'm thinking maybe I ought to cut this thing off. And some people say I'll look younger and I'll be more attractive. I'll be a person that people can relate to better. I think people see the beard and they're not really sure what to make of it. Somebody told me the beard makes you more radical, and I don't know if I could ever be more radical. I'm not a radical in the sense that I'm like one of these fruitcakes out there. Just a little trim, Healy says. We could do a lot of trimming. There goes the hair again. I have to pull that out. Trim it, Sailor Beard says. Well, that's, or Ginger Snap says that. Uh, trimming would help. 40, $50 to trim this darn thing up. And money's tight, you got to be really careful with every cent. You think, well, you're living in the van. I'm not paying rent. I don't have to pay all this money, but you'll still have your wisdom. Just look younger. Steel 10 Adventure says. I would look significantly younger. Uh, I'm not sure what the gray does. I still would have gray hair, but it will be very short because when I cut it, I cut. I just go, and there's nothing left. So I'm thinking about doing it, and I'm thinking, well, you can always grow it back out if you don't like the short thing again. It's a lot of work. Having a beard is a lot of work. You have to comb it, and uh, so on the other hand, I'm not sure anyone will recognize me on my YouTube videos anymore. Maybe nobody will tune in. So, uh, old guy with a camera or with a selfie, taking selfies. That's what the Sprint guy told me how to call my channel. The old guy with the taking selfies. He was quite a character. There goes my hair again. My trick is hair dye and wrinkle cream. Oh my God, I'm not sure they sell enough wrinkle cream for me. I'm getting to be that age. I really have noticed in the last probably year to 2 years significant aging, more wrinkles, and my hands. I look at my hands, and they're not young hands anymore. And that's just the process we all face. We all are gonna get old or older, and we're not going to be the young Adonises. I used to be an Adonis. I used to turn heads when I walked down the street when I was a young kid, and now no one looks at me, or if they do, they go, "Who's that guy? Is he going to steal from us? Is he a suicide bomber?" People get the craziest ideas when you don't conform. Probably the most I am is a nonconformist. I'm a guy who believes strongly in peace and obeying laws. I'm 59 and like 45. I'm still 10 adventures. Obviously, I bet he's very athletic. Tell me you're not athletic, Steel 10 Adventures. I think staying active and physically active makes a big difference. Now that I've developed heart disease, staying active is very difficult. Getting enough oxygen is very, very difficult. And I always have the fear when I'm exercising that I'm robbing my heart of oxygen and something's going to happen. I'm going to have a heart attack. So I haven't been as active as I used to be. And I used to play racquetball every day. Steel 10 Adventure says he's still at it. He still has game. So um, that's probably what I need to do, though. I need to work on exercise. I talked with the doctor about exercise, and he said, well, you need to be out every day doing something, but as long as your blood oxygen level is up there, you're going to be okay. So what that means is I've got to wear an oxygen thing when I ride my and people you want to have somebody look at you have people look at you while you're wearing an oxygen machine while you're doing exercise. It's a funny thing. But Steel 10 Adventure says just keep active. And I think keeping active is part of the secret. Just pining away in your little apartment or your little van or wherever you're going to stay just isn't the solution. You need to stay active. And hello, Minivan Mike. Welcome to the live stream. Boy, we have a lot of new people on tonight, and I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Uh, I'm out here. I'm in my van. I'm doing these travels. I'm seeing different places. Just for those who are new, who haven't seen it, this is my view out my window. Just spectacular country. It just elevates my heart. And what I need to do is keep active and keep moving, and really enjoy what life has for me. And it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what what my higher power decides he wants to do with me. I'm really interested. But I was saying, I'm out here and I'm single and I don't know a lot of people. And you guys really make a big difference to me because I am getting to know some of you, at least on the line. let's hit up. So now I'm super chatty and there are people watching me. Well, so what? You know, who cares? At my age, it doesn't really matter. You want to look at me and think that I'm someone who is not quite in the norm? Well, you're probably right, but I don't really care. People can look if they want to look, and I'll look back. For those who don't know, I'm in at Lake Dillon, and this is the view out my front window. I'm in my van. I can't stay here overnight because they have a no camping rule in Summit County. You have to go out to National Forest, but you can do that. You can find that in Summit County if you know where to look. And since I've lived here in Colorado nearly all of my life, I know the secret places, and there are some just magical places. The secret is getting reception, being able to be online and do the things that you like to do. Isn't it strange? You know, just not so long ago, we didn't have online. And so it didn't really matter where you camped. And today, it makes a big difference. If you can't be in connection with the internet, no one wants to go. And uh, so that's the secret with van life today is finding both a beautiful place to be and being able to connect to the internet and upload videos and do all of that kind of stuff. Well, guys, I want to tell you how much I appreciate you tuning in. As I was saying, I'm a single guy out here. I'm on the road. I don't know a lot of people in Summit County. It's not like I'm the big to do out here. No one really knows me. I don't know them. And having an online audience really means a lot to me. And I appreciate every one of you. And so many of you have left comments, and people think, well, I'm going to leave a comment and he won't pay attention. Not true. I pay attention to all my comments, and people give me a lot of really great ideas. And I really appreciate that. I was talking to another guy online who I have a lot of respect for, and he gave me some advice that really made me think about my attitude and just a lot of things, you know. And I don't know this guy. I don't know him. I've messaged him a few times, but he really I relate to him because we're kind of in similar industries, and he's also on YouTube. And so he said a few things to me, and I thought, wow, well, he's got a point. Anybody can have a point, you know. And when I was younger, I was the kind of guy I couldn't learn from anyone else. I had to have all the answers, and if you had the answer, it didn't work for me. I just couldn't accept other people telling me or giving me good advice because it didn't come from me. And so I was a person who really struggled with personal growth and with personal happiness, honestly. And I had a cathartic experience in my life, and everything changed for me. And I found this peace within myself. It's a hard thing to talk about because people who've never had it don't understand it. So I'm describing something that some people have a hard time relating to because they've never had it. But this really happened to me. I had a cathartic experience, and everything changed, and my priorities changed. I used to be a very materialistic person. I had an airplane. I had several airplanes. I ran an airplane school, so I was easily able to fly my choice of 7 to 10 different airplanes anytime I want, single engines, and I was working on my twin license, and we taught other young pilots how to fly, and then we helped them gain hours so that they could work towards becoming commercial pilots. And probably some of those guys, if you fly jets anywhere, probably some of those guys are flying your jet. Uh, and so I had that experience in my life, and I found that having all the material things wasn't making me any happier. And in fact, I was pretty miserable because I was always looking for the next material thing and the newest. We didn't have cell phones then, but the newest whatever. Always the newest car, the nicest house, the just more. And if someone had something I didn't have, I had to go get it in order for me to feel good. And so I found that my feelings were wrapped around the things that I had. And I was becoming an extremely miserable person because I was having to work 18 hours a day to have all of that. And I had this experience in which I began to realize that happiness doesn't come from the things that we hold in our hands. Happiness comes from really from within. If you can't find it within, then you'll never find it without. And I had to quit looking for material things to make me happy. There's just a spectacular scene here going on with the boat. I don't know if you can see them. I can see them, and he's coming right in front of the camera. Uh, just a spectacular. It's little teeny things like this. I have nothing to do with the lake. I have nothing to do with the boat, but this brings me joy to see this boat come in, and because I'm a sailor at heart too, so I understand what he's fighting. Um, so anyway, I'm rambling and telling you a lot of stuff I probably shouldn't be talking about, but and I'm talking about a lot of things that a lot of people probably don't get. And uh, some of you will have these kinds of experiences, and you will be able to relate them to third parties, and some of you won't. And it was just my luck of the draw that it happened to me that I had this cathartic experience. I wouldn't call it a religious experience. I would just say a big transformation in my life in which everything changed. Everything, all my priorities changed. And thank God, I could still be working 18 hours a day trying to make the last buck and trying to be the hot shot in town. And I'm so glad that I'm not there anymore, that I've transitioned to a more peaceful way of living. And that's what I'm trying to tell people in my van videos. Guys, there is a better way out there for those who are looking for it. And some people aren't looking for it. They're still out there. They got to have the latest car and they got to have the latest whatever, whether it's a boat or an airplane or a toy. And well, hello, Leisure. Good to see you back. Uh, I was saying how much I appreciate all my subscribers and all the people that tune in and all the people that comment. It means a lot to me, you guys. And unfortunately, I'm not able to see your remarks. It comes on the screen and then it goes off quickly. So it's hard for me to relate what's going on. But anyway, I've been rambling now for a while. I was on earlier today. I appreciate every one of you. Uh, I'm here live at Lake Dillon, Colorado, watching the spectacular view. I won't spend the night here because they have a no parking ban here overnight, no overnight parking. Uh, but I can come here during the day, and I go to many other places during the day too. And I get to take advantage of this spectacular view. This mountain we see when it's snow covered is just phenomenal. Hello, Harry Leisure. Good to see you. Wow, it's just so cool to be able to, I've spoken to so many of you guys over the last several months, and it's cool to start to recognize the names again. This is something I never had when I was doing the 18-hour a day thing. Sure, I have business associates, and I had some friends. I had racquetball buddies. We used to play racquetball all the time, but I never really had close friends and people that I interacted with. And it's so nice to have you guys come back and join my videos. It means a lot to me. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna get off the air, and I wanted to thank you all for tuning in, and those that tuned in earlier today, thank you as well. This is tonight's broadcast, but we'll be back for some more time soon, and I wish you all the very best. If you're struggling with who you are and where you want to go with your life, take a look at this. This is an opportunity to live a much simpler life. What I found was that having all these things, instead of making me a wealthier person and a better person, made me an imprisoned person. I had to take care of all these things. What do you